Everyone to the studio, please. Testing. Testing. Hello. Dr. Grind. Godfather. HR3. Come to the studio, please. It's time to go live.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Broadcasting from North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, this is TGD Today. And now please welcome Hero III,
HR3,
Al Cloyd,
Dr. Grind,
George Honeycutt, the Godfather.
And hello again, everyone. Welcome back to TGD Today, and this is Tech Talk with Al Cloyd. Of course, Al Cloyd in the house. HR3 is taking a brief break today, so I'm here with you, and hopefully we can get through this thing, and we're going to talk about putters.
Definitely. Yeah, we
just got off the phone with Lamont Mann of mancrafted.com and Mancrafted Custom Mill Putters, and it's always good to have Lamont on the air with us.
It is. I mean, I really enjoy talking to him. You know, he's just full of energy, and man, that guy's just amazing.
He's a genius when it comes to it. It's like you are with clubs.
Man, I tell you, he's good.
He's
we
a
both
genius.
enjoy each other's work. You know, I've got his putter in my bag, and he's got my wedges. I mean, it just don't get no better than that.
No, it don't. And I've got one of each. So
that's it.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
The little guys.
Tell us a little bit about, you've got this new relationship with Lamont.
That's correct.
Tell us a little bit about what you got going on.
Sure. Well, I'd had a putter that I'd been in my head that I'd been wanting to work on for a while, and knowing Lamont through the years, you know, we got to talking, and so you know we made this putter, and it's a great design. It's a takeoff on a Newport 2, which is probably the most popular design out there. But I wanted something that was a little bit stubbier, lengthwise, and something that was a little bit deeper.
When you say stubbier, what does that mean?
Yeah, the blade. The width of the blade is a little shorter.
Okay.
You know, just a little. What it does is it tightens the sweet spot up just a little bit.
Okay.
Sometimes when you have a really big putter, you think you've got a really big sweet spot. You know what I mean? So you get a slightly smaller head. I mean, only slightly. You know, you tend to focus just a little bit more. And then, you know, I wanted a little bit more depth in the back of the putter.
Okay.
You know, which he was able to. It was optic. I was looking for a certain look.
Okay.
You know, and he just hit the nail right on the head. And then weight. You know, weight was real crucial. I used a 34-inch putter.
Okay.
So we had a particular weight that we had to hit to get the putter to have the look that we wanted, you know, and the weight that we wanted. So
we find so many putters today, Al, coming off mass production.
Yes, sir.
And they've got real light heads.
Yes.
And we find, you know, I'm a heavy putter guy.
Me too.
And so whether you obtain that through the weight of the head or you obtain that through beefing up the shaft, pouring lead powder in the shaft, whatever you need to do to heavy up that end of the club. Or now the big trend, as we talked about upwards of a year ago, back weighting.
Yes.
And, you know, we've seen the back weighting aspects really expand. I've not heard much talk about it of late.
Right.
So it's probably because, you know, the PGA Tour, the LPGA Tour, the European Tour are all kind of winding down, and there's not a lot of focus right now. You know, if a particular person wins a major championship, whether that be male or female, you know, then people start looking at, what putter are they using? What driver are they
Adam
using?
Scott.
Yeah, whatever it may be.
Exactly.
And so the back-weighted putters, although I still think they're doing fine in the market. People get confused because they pick up a back-weighted putter and they go, wow, that really feels good. But then you ask them, well, do you feel the head? And they go, well, no. And is that the feel you're looking for? Right, and so what you're saying is making a putter a little bit stubbier, deeper, but then you brought up the weight.
Yes.
And what should I be looking for? I mean, really, if I've got a heel toe over stroke or a back and forth stroke or a, straight down the line stroke, or if I hood it, if I keep it open, you start hearing all these considerations in a putting stroke, and my God, it just makes sense that you should have something custom built.
It really does. I mean, it really, really does. Alignment, one thing that I find is a lot of people at alignment, they don't see the line correctly. What at address,
Good point.
Even though they think they're lined up, they may be lined up 2 to 3 degrees left of target or 2 to 3 degrees right of target. It's just depth perception. And what your eye actually sees as square is sometimes not square.
Boy,
It's a big thing.
you're destined for failure before you even stroke the club.
That's correct. You're starting out the gate. I had a young lady I was fitting for a putter last night, and super great young girl. She's actually taking lessons with you and advancing quite well, and she likes a forward press motion, very much kind of what like Matt Kuchar uses. She's been using a 34-inch standard ladies length putter. She feels she's got no control whatsoever with the darn thing. And she's saying, well, is it wrong to putt like that? Well, the answer is no. I think with putting, there's more variations of strokes, of the way you configure your hands on the golf club than you can count.
Putting is an individual thing, dude.
So, yeah, and I told her, I said, it's all about comfort. Getting something that you feel comfortable and confident with. And then,
Building that consistent stroke with the club, and then if you need to change speed, one thing you want to do is know that when you pick a line in the read of a putt and you hit it across that line, you want to be consistently going on your line, starting on that line.
That's correct.
We haven't even talked about speed.
That's
Just
exactly right.
forget speed.
Yep.
You want to make sure that when you put that consistent stroke, the stroke don't go chasing a putting stroke.
No, no.
I see so many guys that they start with their finger down the shaft.
Oh, yeah.
And then they'll take their thumb and they'll roll it over, and then they'll split their hands, and then they'll put an overlap on it, and then they'll do cross-handed, and then they'll claw it
During the course of one round.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah.
There's no way. I mean, even standing over a 1 foot putt, you have no confidence.
Consistency. Yep.
No confidence.
Yeah. You can tell. I mean, you can tell on a putting green, who's confident and who's not.
Right.
By their body actions and how they.
We play with one guy on Saturday, and he puts a cut motion on every putt. He literally he makes a fade swing.
Yep.
He's a right-hander.
Yep.
He makes a fade swing pass at the ball every putt, but he knows he does it.
Yep.
He knows he does it.
Yep. So he plays it.
And when he actually catches it without the little cut and he hits it straight, it stays on his line. It doesn't have that side spin.
Okay, yes.
And so he goes, man, I messed up. I didn't cut it. He sets up for the cut.
For the cut, yeah.
And I asked him, I said, look, dude, I said, the putter you bought off the rack, right? And he says, yeah. I says, why don't you have a putter made for you? Wouldn't it be worthwhile? He said, oh, if I could cut down my number of putts, he goes, it'd be priceless.
Oh, yes.
And I said, okay, go see Al.
Definitely.
Go see Al. Have something built. There's no reason why with your relationship with Lamont now, Lamont being the meal guru.
Oh, definitely.
And, with you and your fitting capabilities and your technological knowledge, and, whether it's a 34 and a half inch, 34 and 3/4 inch shaft, just because the retailers pump out a 34 and a 35 and a 36 doesn't mean you have to have a putter that long.
No, you can split the difference. Yeah, you can have whatever you want. That's the beauty of it.
Go a 40.
Yep.
Go a 39.
Yep.
I'm at 36 and a half.
Yep.
Because of the way I stand and my hands, drop below my shoulders and things like that. Lamont figured out that you needed a little bit longer shaft.
Yep.
And, and then you got differences in shafts.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you can have the different flex, and then there's some shafts that's proprietarily specifically made for putters. So there's it definitely makes a difference. A lot of times,
and I guarantee you there ain't a damn amateur golfer out there that has thought about the flex in his putter shaft.
Yep. Well, the one thing that really caught me, and this has been gone back years ago, I had an old Ping putter. It was an Answer 2. And I'd sent it back to Ping to have it refinished. They refinished it and sent it back, but when they sent it back, it had a different shaft in it.
Oh, no, it didn't.
It sure did. They replaced the shaft too. Usually, like Cameron does that. If you go through a full refinish, they go ahead and just replace the shaft. And it just so happened that Ping had made a conscious decision to go with a lighter, more flexible shaft between the old putter, the original one that I had,
right,
versus when they got it, restored it, and put it back together. And I could tell right out the gate. As soon as I got it, the first few putts I putted with it, it just didn't feel the same
putter.
It wasn't the same putter. So I literally had to go buy another one, take the shaft out of it, and put it into that one because they kept the shaft at
really?
Ping. So, but it is, people don't realize how important the putter shaft really is when it gets down to weight. Mm-hmm. You can go with a lightweight putter shaft that's going to have a little bit of kick to it, or you can get something that's heavy and as stiff as a board that's not going to move at all.
I love those guys and gals, and I'll use both of them in this instance. They play a lot,
right,
and then they've actually been improving in their handicap, in their game, in their enjoyment of the game. But you sit and look at their clubs, and they've got the latest, greatest fairway metals, drivers, irons, and all this. And then you look at their putter, and I can tell a person that's confident in their game by their putter.
Oh, yeah.
And what I mean by that is you'll see putters out there with I don't know how many grams, but see several layers of lead tape on the head.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
And then you'll see them coming and asking you, hey, I've been looking at this jumbo grip. What do you think about it? Or, a super stroke or pure grind, a pure grip, and the big dog or whatever, and you're sitting there going, aren't you a 4 handicap? Aren't you a 8 handicap? Aren't you a 12 handicap? I mean, those are all respectable handicaps.
Very much so.
And you sit and look at their putter, and they've got, as they built up their strength, as they built up their golfing muscles, as they built up their wrist action, as they built up their knowledge of the game, the physics of the game.
Yes.
If they found the right ball, they found the right wedges. Let's say they've got a whole set of grind wedges in there.
Exactly.
And my point is they still are missing. I mean, we talked about it with Lamont earlier. You don't go around in a bad weather day on bent grass greens that are rolling extremely well and have 27 putts and not play well.
That's correct. Not
score well. And, we all like to know that, hey, if I can go out and have 36 putts, that's 2 putts a hole. That's great.
Stout.
That's good.
Yep.
But when you can go out and do it in 27, that's huge, dude.
Super stout.
And that's someone that I'll look at their score and their statistics when they play, and I'll ask them, how many putts did you have? And they go, well, I don't have any confidence in the putter, and I'm doing this, or I've done this, I've changed grips, and I've done this. They need to think about the overall club.
That's correct.
When you get a person in real quick, and we'll run through this quickly. But again, Lamont goes through his questionnaire. He goes through videos. He goes through interviews, much like he did with Haley, and now she's one with hers, just 10 days old, basically.
Yes.
Again, you fit last night a young lady. She asked you this question of, she likes to do the forearm press of the handle, and she asked you if that's right.
Yes.
That's sad.
It really, really is. It really is. Well, unfortunately, she had not had the
What if you told her no?
Yeah.
Was she going to change?
She was open to anything. She was frustrated with her putter.
You really chasing it then?
Yeah. She knew that she did not like her putter. She definitely knew that.
I'll be dog.
She just was not happy with it.
Pretty good player.
Oh yeah. She's advanced a lot in a short period of time.
Right.
So within the past year, she's grown. She's gotten stronger. So the clubs that she got a year ago, is not working for her. So
right.
We're going to have to change the shafts in her. Our irons are okay. They'll work for now. But we're going to change the shafts in her woods because they got senior flex in them. Well, now she's too irregular. So we looked at that as well. A few line angle issues. But as soon as we got to the putter, the first words was, "I hate my putter."
Wow.
And if you hate your putter,
What an eye opener.
you're not going to putt good. I'm
No.
sorry. You know, I mean, it's just a fact.
And
you know,
folks, if you can sit and look at taking 5 shots off your handicap, 5 shots, there ain't another club in that bag that's going to give you 5 shots
No.
taking off your handicap.
that's a fact. You know, and
There's
that's
not
what-
another club because you don't hit another club that many times that helps you. I mean, let's say you find a driver that puts you in the fairway 14 times. That's great. You just hit from 14 fairways.
That's
But
correct.
if you 3-putt every freaking green, you're going to shoot the same score.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. You know, that's, you know, a lot of people, you know, when they start looking at putters, you know, and they see a price tag of, you know, say $300 to $500, you know, they think, oh, you know, that's a lot of money, you know, and then I go through the whole thing with them. I'll say, well, you know, if you think about it,
But I'll go buy a damn $450 driver.
That's the whole.
I'll
spiel
go buy a $450 driver that I'm
you're
going to hit.
use. Yeah.
That I'm going to hit 8 times in a round, but I'm going to hit the putter 40 times in
Right.
a round.
Yep.
40.
Do the math, folks.
There you
Yep.
go.
Do the
there
math.
you go.
So-
Alcloyd's Custom Golf, of course, home of grind golf. We talk about grind wedges all the time. I don't think there's a more pillow soft feeling club out there.
Thank you.
I get rave reviews. Everybody wants to hit the grind wedge. Again, you make custom grind wedges for people, and it's varied lofts. I mean, it's like you made me one at 58
Yes.
because that's what I asked for.
Yes.
And we were going to build the club, and then you're so generous to give it to me for my birthday. And but since then, we've tweaked it.
Oh yes, yes. And it can be a work in progress, definitely.
No doubt about it.
Yes.
One thing we did, we added bounce to the wedge, and that has made huge. I mean, case in point is Saturday during this round, I had a really, really tricky bunker shot. I was on the very close to the outside collar of the bunker on a little downhill slope, and literally the pin was 8-9 yards away from me. I had to get it up in the air really quick, about 12, 13 feet, and then set it down. And I hit the shot, and actually Big D was up on the green, and he goes, oh, that's a great shot, sit down. It had rolled out about 8-9 feet past the pin.
Right.
And when I got out and raked the bunker and I walked up to the top of the hill, I'm going, dude, that was a good shot, man. You just played a great shot.
Awesome.
For it to stop 8-9 feet because it was on a downhill slope, I had nothing to stop it except for the spin on the ball, and for me to be able to get the hands up quick enough to have enough bounce on the wedge to blow down through it in wet sand, and then to get spin on it for it not to roll all the way across the green. I just kind of looked at my grind wedge and just gave it a little kiss and a lick, you know? You know what I mean?
You can't beat
I
it.
gave it a little tongue,
That's
you know?
right. I love it. I love
So,
it. I love it.
It's the point is, folks, and we'll wrap up the show here, Al. I've kind of done most of the talking for Tech Talk today.
No problem, brother.
But, you know, the putter is the most important club
it is
in your bag.
That is. That's the point we're really trying to drive home here. You
Yeah.
know, it's there's no doubt about it.
You go out and shoot 80, 40 of those shots are with that putter.
Yeah. You know, you can be having one of the worst, you know, days and off the tee, you know, and still scramble, you know, and get to the green in regulation. You know, but once you get on the putting green, if you're not putting well, you know, I mean, it's just the whole day just seems to be miserable. You know, but if you've got a day
If
that
you're
putting
having
good,
trouble getting off the tee and you're putting
Putting
bad,
good, yeah.
dude,
that's what.
you know,
Yep.
you're having a truck slamming day.
That's it. That's it.
I mean, that's one of those days where you think, I'm never going to play this game again.
Yep.
But it always happens. Come down the last hole, and you'll make a 35-footer for birdie
Oh, yeah,
or
yeah.
for par. And then it's got you.
It's got you.
The,
Oh, yeah.
The golf bug has bit you again.
Oh, no doubt. That's
But
why we love it.
Get smart about it.
Yeah.
Why not get smart about it? You are so right. You buy a $450 driver. You'll buy a $350 3-wood.
Mm-hmm.
You'll buy a $249 hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
You'll buy, new wedges.
$1,000
Whatever.
set of irons.
Oh, at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, at the drop of
And then you'll go buy a new bag because
Yep.
you got new irons, and they got to
300.
match.
Yep.
$300 for that.
Yep.
Then you're going to go buy a new pair of shoes.
Yep.
Then you got to get
150.
gloves.
Yep.
You know, my
25.
God. And what club have we not discussed?
Cha-ching, the putter.
That's right.
That's right.
You know, look at Hugh. Hugh's played a 8802 copy for years.
That's right.
Years.
Yep.
He played the original, and then Lamont started making him his 8802.
Yes.
But he stayed with that putter type, and now he stayed with Lamont Man.
Yes.
And this is a professional.
That's correct.
You know, you and I are just weekend hackers.
That's it.
And we just love the game.
That's it.
And we pride ourselves in knowing a lot about the game.
Very much so.
And we both are in full agreement, I think, as brethren here in the golf industry. You know, I don't care what you're doing right now. I don't care what you're considering right now. If you're talking to Al or you're talking to George about buying the latest and greatest technologies and driver, any other club, stop.
Yep.
Stop. Pull that putter out of your damn bag and evaluate how you feel about your relationship with that.
Definitely.
It's like a good wife.
Oh, yeah.
They're hard to find.
Make you or break you.
Tech Talk with Al Cloyd, George Honeycutt here. Thank you so much for joining us on TGD Today. Of course, TGD Radio and TGD TV are produced and broadcast by the Zeus Radio Network for thegolfdirector.com. When visiting the Golf Director, navigate over to our featured golf course pages where you'll find up-to-date information about course conditions, specials, and much, much more. Need help with your next golf vacation? Just give us a call at 844-GO-GOLF-1. That's 844-464-6531. All of our TGD programming is archived for your listening and viewing pleasure, and it's on demand. To catch up on any show you may have missed, click on the TGD Radio or TGD TV tabs in the menu screen there at thegolfdirector.com. For Al Cloyd, I'm George Honeycutt. Thanks so much to our producers, and we thank you for tuning in. There's more TGD golf news and information coming up real soon.